Welcome to Mama Cat's Home. Today I'm going to be sharing with you 6 different versions of the Bible that I enjoy and telling you a little bit about why I enjoy them. Also a little bit about why I enjoy these certain Bibles, because several of them are study Bibles. So that is going to be part of this video as well. I was brought up in a home that King James Version was the only version you should read, and it was the only correct version. I don't feel that way. I disagree with my family, but I choose not to say anything because it's easier just to agree to disagree. So, and the one reason I feel that way is because, okay, their argument is it's the one that, was brought, that was translated first or whatever into English language or whatever. I don't even know what their argument is anymore. There's been so many. But I'm going to show you a version today that was actually translated before 1611, and 1611 is when King James Version was translated. So, anyway, not going to go into that any further because I don't want the introduction to get 40,000 years long, because I've already tried this like 6 times, but I keep arguing with myself about I don't need to say this, I don't need to say that. And the reason why I don't need to say this or that is because there's no point in it. It doesn't have any, it's not related to this video. Anyway. Okay. But y'all know I go crazy anyways. Okay, about, I don't know, 16, 17 years ago, I started collecting different translations of the Bible. I have a lot of translations. I enjoy a lot of translations. And I've researched different translations, and, when I find them at a great price or something, I'll ask for it for like my birthday or Christmas or something like that. So, yeah, I enjoy different versions of the Bible because I get things like different times. I can read one version at one time and I'm just like, I'm not getting this. I don't get it. But I can, at the same time, open up a different version in the same passage and I'm like, got it. Okay, so that's that's me. I don't know if everybody's that way, but that's me. You're probably going to hear the cat walking around and shaking her collar and things and stuff because she likes to be right near me. Anyway, this one right here is the King James Version. I love the King James Version. Have zero against it. Nothing against it. But like I said, I do enjoy other versions. This one right here is a King James, and it is a study Bible as well. And the reason why that I love the King James Version, and I think I'm just going to turn to Psalm 23 for all of these because that is the one that most people know, the 23rd Psalm. And I'm going to kind of, like, I'm not going to read all of it. I'm going to read, like, maybe 3 verses. And that way you will see the difference in the versions. There's not much difference. But now this one is the King James Study Bible. I do have another King James Study Bible that was, the study notes were written by other people. And I enjoy learning from different Bible scholars. Now, I should have said this in the beginning. I am not a theologian. I am not a Bible scholar. I'm just a simple woman who likes to study the Bible, who likes to read the Bible. But I'm going to see if I can get this to zoom in some to show the scripture. Okay. Now, this is the King James. It says, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside still waters." Okay, that's the first and second verse of this psalm. Okay. I love the old world way of speaking in the King James. I have zero problems with learning from the King James, but some people have a hard time with learning from the King James Version. And so I believe that is probably one reason why that you find that there's things like the New Living Translation, which I will share with you, that is more to our language, the way we talk today. So I'm going to go ahead, and that's the King James. I'm going to set it over here. And this one is the New King James. Oh, well, hold on. Let me zoom out. Sorry. This is a New King James, but it is actually a cultural backgrounds study Bible. And this Bible teaches you about what the culture was like at that time. It is not anything... Now, the New King James part is not anything any different than... I went too far. Than any other Bible, any other New King James Bible. It's the same with that part. So let me go to the 23rd Psalm, which is, like I said, the one that most people know. And I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on this part. Okay, the 23rd Psalm. Stop shaking, please. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. You see the difference? There's not much difference, but there's a difference. That is the New King James. And like I said, this is a cultural study Bible. So it tells you about the culture of the time. It has a lot of pictures and things in it that kind of, this is like the Assyrian panel of dogs attacking an animal. Nineveh 645 to 635 BC. Deliver me from the sword, my precious life, from the power of the dog. Psalm 22:20. That's what it's referencing. But it has these awesome pictures and things like that. Now, I wasn't meaning to show you about this Bible, but I am really loving this Bible. I've just recently gotten it. It's normally $80 and I got it for $26. And my husband told me to get it because I don't have this one, but now I do. But anyway, I've just recently gotten it from Ollie's. But I love that it has the old, like, it tells you about the time that these things were happening when Abraham was, you know, going through the things he was going through, when Job was going through his trials, when Jesus was walking the earth, when, you know, Paul was in jail. All of these things, it's all like tells you about that time period. But that is not what I'm supposed to be talking about today. So I will talk about those things later. But that is the New King James Version. That is how that Psalm 23, 1 and 2 sounds. Okay. This is the MacArthur Study Bible. This one is in the New American Translation, or New American Standard Translation, or NASB, a lot of times you hear people say. Now, this one is with John MacArthur's notes and everything in it, but I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about the New American Standard Bible. He did not change the Bible. He just put notes in, like down here. So I'm going to turn to the 23rd Psalm. Okay, I'm going to zoom in. Alright, and the New American Standard Bible says it this way. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. Alright, so far, it's the same almost. I mean, it's just a little different. It's just a little bit more to our language. You know what I'm saying? It's just a little bit easier to understand. So now I'm going to a newer version. I don't remember when the New Living Translation came out. I don't remember. Let's see. It should say it in here. This one is copyright 2012. I guess 1996 maybe is whenever it first. So 23, almost 23 years ago. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the that's not even, what am I doing? The 23rd Psalm. And this one is supposed to be in large print. It's larger. It's not large. Okay. And I'm going to zoom in, which you can see it really good now. Oh, I haven't zoomed out. I'll show you in a moment which one this one is. The Lord is my shepherd. I have all that I need. He lets me rest in green meadows. He leads me beside peaceful streams. See, this one is more our language. And now I need to zoom out so I can show you guys what I was talking about. It's the New Living Translation. This is the symbol that I usually see whenever I see the New Living Translation. Let me see if I can. There we go. But I really like this version. My pastor uses this version a lot. And, I mean, he uses lots of different versions, but I really like that one. It's a really awesome Bible. Okay. It's more in our language. It's easier to understand. This one, I know a lot of you probably have heard of Joyce Meyer, but this is not promoting her. This is just talking about the Amplified Bible. She uses the Amplified Bible all the time. But this is the Amplified. I have little bookmarks and things everywhere. But this is the Everyday Life. And this one is just, the only difference in this one and the other Amplified Bibles is there's notes and commentary from Joyce Meyer. But see, it's the Amplified. But I'm going to go ahead to the 23rd Psalm, and I'm going to show you why it's called the Amplified. Hopefully I picked one that was going to work well with it. If not, I can show you with another verse. Okay, let's see. Yes, it's perfect. Let's scooch in. Whoop. Did I even have it out far enough before? Ooh, the cat's losing its mind. Okay, the Lord is my shepherd to feed, guide, and shield me. I shall not lack. He makes me lie down in fresh, tender green pastures. He leads me beside the still and restful waters. This one has like references and stuff, but that's a whole different thing. That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about today. I can talk to you about references later on in another video if you would like for me to talk to you about those. But do you see how this amplifies it? It brings it out more. It let me zoom out a little. It just has a little more to help you get it, if that makes sense. And that is why I love the Amplified Bible, because it just brings more to the table. It shows you a little bit. It uses more adjectives. I guess. I don't know. I guess it's an adjective. Am I correct? Let me look that up. That's the word. I believe that's the word. I am not thinking correctly. It's too early in the morning to think correctly. My brain is like, woman, are you sure that that's the word you want to use? Let me see. Adjective. Okay. An adjective, a word or phrase naming an attribute added to or grammatically related to a noun to modify or describe it. Yes, I was correct. My teachers would be so proud of me. Yes, I've lost it. It's too early in the morning. And I'm doing this early in the morning because that's when it's quiet in the house. So that is the Amplified Bible. And then there's, notes and stuff with this one, but that has nothing to do with this, what I'm talking about. And I keep piling these Bibles over here, so I'm going to end up with a big shadow if I don't move them. Okay, here we go. Now this one. This is going back to $15.99. This is an old version, before the King James. And the reason why I love this version is because of the way it talks, the way it speaks, the language it uses. I got a word that I use all the time, brain pan. I got it from this Bible. I had no clue what a brain pan was until I started reading this Bible. It's your skull, honey, it's your skull. But this one, I wanted it because it's an older version than the King James. And the way now, some people would have a very hard time with this one because of how it speaks. because it's old world. But I love it because of that. Because of that very reason. So, I'm going to go to the 23rd Psalm, and I'm going to have to move it up. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to rest in the green pasture, and leadeth me by the still waters. Now, that's just like normal, everyday, okay. That sounds like so normal. But it's using words like leadeth and maketh and, stuff like that. But I just love the way it talks. But I do want to do a little bit more with this. This is also a study Bible. It's a Patriots edition. I'm not exactly sure what that means. I bought it from Family Christian before Family Christian closed down a long time ago. But it tells you about different things about this Bible. And I have not learned everything about it being the Patriots edition because I've just been enjoying reading it. But it has a form of prayer to be used in private houses every morning and evening. And it's got, just different things like that in here. But I wanted to find, it's got just, doltishness. Okay, we've heard people being called a dolt before. But this Bible, let it focus. Come on, please focus. There we go. This Bible actually expands on, there we go. It tells you, okay, doltishness is in here in 1 Corinthians 15:35, but it means stupidity. People don't say that anymore. And it's just like, that's so neat. Who calls things a door check? I've never heard of that. It's the side post of the door. I don't know. Now, the drove, I've heard of that lots of times. But, let's see. Where's some more words? I don't know. It's just like this one. I just love the words. I just love the words. The old words that it uses. I wish I knew where that brain pan was in here because I could read you that scripture. But it doesn't have a concordance, which is something else I'd like to talk to you guys about, is the concordances and the different dictionaries and things that I enjoy. And I think I'll do a video on that too. This is the Magna Carta in here. That's the reason why it's the Patriots edition. Oh, sorry, you can't read that. The Magna Carta is in here, and it also has the Mayflower Compact. I got this whenever my children I was homeschooling, and, we were learning about things like this, like the Mayflower Compact and stuff. And it also has the Declaration of Independence, and it also has the Articles of Confederate and Perpetual Union. And I wanted to say it had the Constitution in here, too. Almost positive. Yes, it has the Constitution in here as well. So, it's a political Bible. But no, seriously, the 1599 Bible, the reason why I love it so much is because, this is the rules of civility and decent behavior. This was really awesome to read. This is just some funny stuff. It has nothing to do with the versions of the Bible. It has nothing to do with that. It's just some funny stuff in this Bible that you wouldn't think about. But anyways, let's see. It says, George Washington sometimes before the age of 16 transcribed rules of civility and decent behavior in company and conversation. This is the original errors in numbering. They've all been corrected, and the original spelling it's not been changed though, just the numbers. But anyway, George Washington wrote this: every action done in company ought to be with some sign of respect to those that are present. Why can't we live by this stuff now is what I'd like to know. I'm going to read a few more. When in company, put not your hands to any part of the body not usually discovered. In other words, don't touch your private areas. Shew nothing to your friend that may affright him. In other words, don't scare your friends. Don't scare them. In the presence of others, sing not to yourself with a humming noise, nor drum your fingers or feet. In other words, don't sit and do this. Don't tap your feet, unless you're listening to music, I guess. I don't know. That's my thoughts. If you cough, sneeze, sigh, or yawn, let me start over. If you cough, sneeze, sigh, or yawn, do it not loud, but privately, and speak not in your yawning, but put your handkerchief or hand before your face and turn aside. You know how people all the time are like, they're yawning and they're still talking? He's like, don't do that. Okay, and then there's another one. Sleep not when others speak. That right there. Sometimes I need to tell my husband that. I'm like, I'm talking to you. What are you doing going to sleep? No. Yeah. Anyway, sleep not when others speak. Sit not when others stand. Speak not when you should hold your peace. Walk not in when others stop. Walk not on when others stop. In other words, don't keep going if they stop. But anyway, it's a bunch of different things in here. And honestly, if we live this way now, life would be so much better because people would not be so rude. But anyway, it's about manners and stuff. And I just thought that was fun and funny and it's awesome. And there's like 110 of these in here. So, and George Washington wrote those. They're really cool. Drink not, nor talk with your mouth full, neither gaze about while you are a drinking. I don't know if he's talking about alcohol or what. Rinse not your mouth in the presence of others. Okay, so every time I go to the dentist, I have to tell the hygienist to leave whenever I start to rinse my mouth, I guess. Take no salt or cut bread with your knife greasy. Oh, wow, that's actually smart because you know how people put like butter, like they'll put breadcrumbs in your butter. It's disgusting. But yeah, anyways, that has nothing to do with this version of the Bible. I love this version of the Bible because it is so awesome sounding. Just the different words, the old world words, I guess you could say. George Washington times, you know, they're really just awesome words. And I love it. And that's why I love this version of the Bible. So I've gone over why I like the Geneva Bible, the King James, the Amplified, the New Living, the New American Standard, and the New King James. And I've talked about those a little. And I will talk about other ones soon. But I think, something else I was going to tell you guys about. I will expand more on my blog about why I enjoy these versions of the Bible. And I will just talk to you guys about that. But I don't think, no, I have not. I have said that I was going to start a blog like forever on my channel. I've talked about it a lot, but I did not do it until last week. I did start my blog. And it is in my link tree down below. But if you guys would like to check it out, it's in my link tree and it's the same name, the Mama Cat. Oh no, sorry, Mama Cat's Home. Duh. Okay. I'm trying to, they're just so thick. They're study Bibles. Hello, what are you? Okay. I don't know what that was. They're study Bibles. That's why they're so thick. But anyways, that is all I have for today. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. If there's a certain version of the Bible that you really love, let me know. Like I said in the beginning, I will not argue about versions of the Bible. I will not argue because you think it's wrong or because you think it's right. If you do love something, please let me know. But the Bible's just not something you should fuss about. And if someone enjoys a different version than you do, then let them enjoy it. Because as long as they're trying to learn from God's Word, let it be. That's all that matters. If they understand a different version better than you understand that version, let it be. That's all that matters. That's just the way I feel. So I will not argue about the Bible, period. I don't argue about religion. I don't argue about politics. And I just, there's certain things you need to let it be. So anyway, if you guys have any questions, let me know, like I said, down below. if you have anything that you want to say, then that's fine too. But like I said, I will not argue, because I've done that enough in my life with my family about how I feel about different versions of the Bible. So I won't do that here. But I'd love to know your opinions, and that's it. I won't argue with you if you differ in opinion than me. You can tell me your opinion, but I just won't argue. I will politely thank you for your opinion, and that's about it. But anyways, that's all I have for today. I feel like that this last part, this outro, has gone on way too long because I'm trying to make you understand something that I probably don't even need to make you understand. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and remember, don't take any wooden nickels, and be sweet.